Premier Boulder po, balik po tayo. Ito po ang mga sinasabi po ni Joey Con. Ano po? Pakinggan po natin sa usapang Lucci.
MSMEs, how are MSMEs hurting right now with this corruption scandal?
Our president will have to be really firm. Tough things have to be done.
What
Change
should
this.
he do exactly when you say tough things ought to be done?
I think those who are guilty of this should be placed in jail.
Kailangan daw po magulong ang mga guilty sa mga pagnanakaw sa ating bayan. Ayon po sa mga negosyante, isa sa mga nagsasabi ay si Joey Con, ang chairman ng RFM. Ano po? Kung natatandaan niyo po, ito po ay anak ni Joe Concepcion. Ano po? Yung yumaong Joe Concepcion na ngayon siya na po ang nagmamanage ng kanilang mga negosyo. Malaking negosyo po ito, malaking negosyante na kagaya nila Ramon Ang, nila Pangilinan, Manny Pangilinan po ha. At may-ari ng San Miguel Corporation, ano? Ito naman si Joey Con. Oh.
It's just unfortunate that his own cousin is part of this, no? And it's just disappointing.
You know, you don't hire stupid people because it's a private company and you have a say. But in the real world, in politics, it's the people, the shareholders in Philippines Inc. who are hiring the stupid people.
Mas marami po ang mga negosyanteng ipagpatuloy ni Bongbong Marcos ang kanyang term hanggang 2028 upang matapos po ang mga pag-iimbestiga sa flood control scam at magpatuloy yung kanyang programang Build Better More. Ayon po kasi sa panayam ni Luchi Cruz Valdez kay Joey Con, ano po, ang sabi po niya, this is not the time to abandon the president. Huh? This is not the time to abandon the administration. If he fails, we will fail. Ayon po yan kay Joey Con, ano? Ay isang malinaw na halimbawa ng collective accountability na isinusulong ng mga negosyante. Hindi ito isang emosyonal na pagmamahal sa mga Marcos, kundi isang kalkuladong desisyon na ang pagbagsak ng administrasyon ay magriresulta sa mas malaking pinsala sa kanilang negosyo. Katulad ng pagbagsak ng investor confidence o pagtigil ng proyekto sa ilalim ng Build Better More program. Sa mas malalim na antas ang pagsang-ayon na ito ay naglalarawan ng isang klasikong pattern. Ano po? Philippine political economy. Ang mga negosyante bilang kingmakers na hindi nagiging mga kandidato kundi mga tagapagtustos ng establisidad upang mapanatili ang status quo. Ano po? Pakinggan po natin ang panayam.
And who have hired the corrupt people, it turns out. Anong gagawin?
This is not the time to abandon the administration of President Marcos. We have to support our president because if he fails, we will all fail. We take out the president. It's really stupid. He should finish his term. To me, taking him out is a stupid thing that will ever happen, and we will go straight down under the water.
Negosyo ng mga Pinoy dahil yan daw talaga ang makakapag-ahon sa atin sa kahirapan. Pero paano na ngayon? Paano na ngayon na talagang lugmok tayo sa iskandalong katiwalian? And that's what we're going to be talking about today with Joey Con. Hi, Joey. How are you?
Good.
How is business? I think that's the main business today.
Well, our company is doing very well, and many other companies, but fairly on the large companies, since we have the resources, even as we hit this huge storm that has, been battering
Storm
us.
literally
Yeah.
and
extreme-
figuratively.
Yeah, and what's, I mean, as a public company, if we lose the trust in our investors, they will pull out the investment that they have made in RFM, and our shares will plummet. And you have to look at the Philippines as Philippines Inc. You have the CEO, which is the president, and of course his cabinet, which are the people that run each sector, similar to what RFM is and many other companies. That's how it's structured. And the issue really here is transparency. Of course, you have the legislators and you have the citizens of the country. And I look at the citizens of the country as shareholders of Philippines Inc. That's how I link that. And that's how we
Maganda
should
yun.
look at the Philippines. Similar to America, ASEAN countries. So when I was in Malaysia, I was the vice chair then. Today, I was elevated as the incoming chair of
Okay,
ASEAN.
just for clarification, vice chair of ASEAN
Yes.
Business Advisory
The
Council.
council.
Pero ngayon po, chairman na po si Joey Con.
Since the Philippines now has taken over the hosting, so we are the lead now among the ASEAN countries.
Okay.
And in Malaysia, I had to be truthful to everybody because the questions, just so the timing of KL and the controversy here was right smack into the whole thing.
Wow.
So it was endless. Everybody, my fellow back members were all asking, what's happening to your country? What kind of corruption is happening? I mean, so even the investors in the ASEAN Business Advisory, that the last event, all the investors from all over the countries come in to see. So the news was not good so I had to come out with a statement that these are challenges that we face, not even today, but even in the past. Corruption has always existed in the Philippines. The point being is that we have a president now that is trying to do his best to really eradicate all of this. And unfortunately, it happened. Now, how do we re-image ourselves? How do we improve our image? And I believe that those who have been found guilty should really be brought to jail. No? Imagine if your investors start pulling out of your company, RFM would collapse. In the similar manner, if all these banks would not lend money to the Philippines or foreign investors would stop investing in the Philippine stock market, public companies will also be affected. So we have to, I know the President is doing his best to try to
Pinapaliwanag niya po rito na hindi po kailangan pong matapos po ni PBBM ang kanyang termino sa ilalim ng kanilang pagsuporta. Karamihan po kasi sa mga businessman, business leaders sa ating bansa ay sumusuporta kay PBBM. Pati na po itong mga political analyst, kanilang sinusuportahan ang programa ni PBBM na tapusin ang investigasyon sapagkat kapag hindi daw po natapos ang investigasyon na to at kailangan managot, kailangan makulong ang mga magnanakaw. Sa term ni PBBM, kailangan niyang tapusin ang lahat ng ito hanggang sa 2028. Ano po? Yan po ang malinaw na mga sinasambit ng mga katagang na binitiwan ni Joey Con sa panayam ni Usapang Real Talk ay usapang Real Lucy. Ito
hopefully regain the trust of not only the citizens of the Philippines, but of course the trust of the investors who will only invest in a country if they see that there is a future. At the moment they see corruption, then they say, oh, then that's an issue. They will hold back.
Yeah.
Tama.
Okay, sir, let's take it up one by one. No? Ang nababasa po sa mga balita ngayon ay, sabihin na natin, the latest one being the stock market drop. No? And also the depreciation of the peso. I think it's at its lowest, no? Or it hit its lowest.
Alam niyo na po, ang palitan po kasi ngayon ng peso to dollar, $1 is equivalent to 59. Ano po? Kaya po, sila sama-sama po ang mga negosyante upang mapatatag muli sapagkat yung napakalaking pagbagsak ng ating ah, stock market ay dahil nga sa korupsyon. Yung bumulagang napakalaking iskandalo ng flood control scam. Ano, nakasalukuyan ngayong iniimbestigahan ng gobyerno. Kailangan masolusyonan, ano po? Kailangan nilang makulong. Palagi na lang po tayo nagsasabi para na tayo sirang plaka na kailangan makulong ang ng mga sangkot dito sa anomalyang ito. Lalong-lalo na itong si Zaldico na nakapagtago na sa ibang bansa. Ngunit freeze na po ang kanyang bilyong-bilyong asset. I-freeze na po ng AMLAC, ng Anti-Money Laundering Council. Ano po?
Just a day or so ago, 59 na, and sabi ng mga analysts, hanggang 2026 na raw ito. Yun ang forecast. How does this affect MSMEs? Kasi yan
59.50 na. Hanggang 2026 daw po ang magiging palitan ng peso sa dollar. $1 equivalent to 59.50 hanggang 2026. Hindi natin alam kung first, second, third quarter ng 2026. Pero naniniwala po sila, ang mga negosyante, na bababa po. Magbabago po yan. Ano po? Once na matapos ang iskandalong ito. Once na may mapakulong. Kaya nga po, binibilisan ang pag-iimbestiga ng iskandal na to at may mga nasampulan na po. May mga 8, 9 na nasa kulungan na ngayon. Karamihan sa kanila ay mga dating opisyalis ng DPWH. Ha? At kailangan din na mahuli na ito si Saldico upang mapanagot sa kanyang mga ginawang kabalbalan at pagnanakaw sa ating kabanang bayan. Ang sobrang sinungaling na si Saldico ay kailangan niya pagbayaran ang kanyang mga pinaggagawa. Ano?
ng advocacy mo.
Well, yung mga MSME natin, at least they are affected if the economy is affected. They're not exposed to the currency because not all
Yung
of them,
global, no?
they're not exposed to that. And the way I see it, what we are trying to protect are these micro and small. Pabayaan ng medium and large, we can find a way around this.
So kung hindi depreciation, okay, how are MSMEs hurting right now
Micro,
with
small,
this
and medium
corruption
size
scandal? How does this affect them?
enterprises.
Well, you know, I look at not only MSMEs, but the citizens, they are the shareholders of Philippine Inc. So if I am an investor in RFM Corporation and I see these problems, the first thing I will do is to withdraw my investment in the company. And how do they
Tama.
invest today in the public companies? They go to the stock market, the Philippine Stock Exchange, and they put their money, hard-earned money there, and invest in companies because they believe that they're doing well. But when you have chaos like this, and in a way the government is affected because to lose trust in a branch of the government, the legislative group, people in Congress, in the Senate, and all of that, these are your key people that drive in the direction of the economy. And they are supposed to be respected. But scandals like this destroys the trust of investors overseas.
Narinig po niyo? Ang mga iskandalong nangyayari sa ating bayan ay nakakadismaya talaga sa mga investor. Kaya kailangan pong masolusyonan. Ano po?
Shall I put my money in the Philippines or elsewhere?
What I want to ask, for example, is so the legislators have failed because they themselves are in the thick of the scandal.
Yes, and fine if they individually they are doing whatever they're doing, no. But it's the whole image that we break. Not only us in the business community will lose confidence, our investors will say, "What's happening in your country? I will hold back my investment." And rather than them investing in us, they will look elsewhere to the other ASEAN countries who see that, like in Singapore, how can you beat them? The moment you steal, they'll put you in jail right away, no questions asked.
Yes.
So that our president will have to be really firm. I mean, tough things have to be done to change
What should
this.
he do exactly when you say tough things ought to be done?
I think those who are guilty of this should be placed in jail. There's no other choice.
Yan ang
But-
pinakamainam. Pinakamaganda. Lahat ng guilty, ano po? Lahat ng guilty dapat makulong. Yun po ang sinasabi ng mga negosyante. Lahat walang sisinuhin. Ano? Lahat ng involved sa flood control scam, sa lahat ng anomalya, maging ghost project, flood control scam, mga insertion, mga nadadawit na congressman, senador, kailangan makulong yan upang magtiwala ang mga investor at muling yumabong ang ating mga negosyo dadami at upang dumami lalo ang mga mamumuhunan dito sa ating bansa. Ano po?
But what if the perception is may pinoprotektahan?
I think that is a challenge, but I'm sure
Yes,
that
challenge
President
talaga yan.
Marcos knows that this is his legacy. No? I mean, his term is about to end, and we want to really support him because we can't be the last man in Asia, ASEAN, to really be there back down. You know, we're already rising under his leadership, and then I mean the
Narinig po ninyo, ang Pilipinas ay sumisikat sa pamumuno ni BBM. Kaya lang po napasukan talaga ng napakalaking iskandalo sa flood control scam. Ano? Ang scam na yan ay nagmula pa sa mga dating past administration na tumawid sa kanyang administration kaya kailangan niyang putulin. Kasi kung pinabayaan niya yan, lalong babagsak ang Pilipinas. Kaya minainam ni Pangulong BBM na imbestigahan. Bumuo siya ng ICI upang tumutok sa pag-iimbestiga ng anomalyang ito. Ano? Sa huli, ang konklusyon ay malinaw. Ngunit, nuance ang pagsang-ayon ng mga negosyante na manatili si Pangulong BBM hanggang 2028 ay isang malinaw na pagtaya sa continuity at economic resilience sa nagpapatunay na kanilang papel bilang mga tagapagtanggol ng sistema laban sa mga panganib ng hindi pagkakasundo. Ito ay nagdudulot ng positibong epekto sa paglago ng bansa na nakikita sa pagbaba ng inflation sa 1.4 noong Hunyo 2025 at pagtaas ng FDI pledge, ngunit ito rin ay nagbabala ng kahinaan kung hindi mapapahusay ang governance at matutugunan ang mga issue tulad ng corruption expose, maaring magbago ang kanilang suporta tungo sa isang caretaker scenario na maaring magdulot ng mas malaking kawalan, kumpiyansa sa merkado. Sa madaling salita, ang kanilang katapatan ay hindi walang kondisyon. Ito ay isang kontrata na mutual benefit na nagpapaalala sa atin na sa politika ng Pilipinas, ang tunay na kapangyarihan ay hindi sa boto lamang, ano po, kundi sa wallet ng mga negosyante na nagpapanatili ng balanse hanggang wakas ng termino noong 30, 2028. Ito ay isang paalala na para sa pag-unlad, kailangan ng lamang suporta, hindi lamang suporta, kundi tunay na accountability mula sa lahat ng panig. Ano po? Patuloy po tayo.
Momentum was all the way up, no, until this thing happened. This is the only thing that is dragging us. We are doing very well as a company. I mean, the consumer spending is up. Investors are investing in RFM because they see our profits moving up. And you have this scandal. So people will hold back first. Like our investors, they've held back. They're asking us what is happening to your country. We have to explain. We have to tell them the truth. You cannot
How do
lie.
you explain exactly? May I ask you, in these negotiations or in your conversations with your partners abroad, for example, paano kayo nagpapaliwanag ng corruption dito? I mean, I'm sure they know that there's corruption wherever you go, but you have to admit the scale of this corruption now is really different. It's phenomenal.
So what we
How
do-
do you explain that to them?
So we're doing a roadshow right now. So our CFO is going out to Hong Kong, Singapore, and other ASEAN countries to meet with our investors and potential investors to explain to them the current situation, how exposed is RFM to all of this, et cetera, et cetera. We have to ensure to them that RFM, the company they invested, their investment is intact. And in fact, being in the private sector, yes, maybe corruption technically doesn't exist in the private sector because we're on top. But yet you will have petty things that are down there. No?
Meron pa rin.
But it's minor because an employee here has the malasakit. So I guess the challenge really now is how to, again, bring back the image of the Philippines. No? As a country that foreign investors should invest and be guaranteed that their investment will have a chance to prosper. No?
Tama.
And that is how do you bring back confidence. And the only way to bring back confidence is those guilty will have to pay the price for it. No?
How much pressure
Ang mga pahayag mula sa mga kilalang negosyante tulad po ni Joey Concepcion na siyang tagapangulo ng ASEAN Business Advisory Council para sa 2026 ay naglalahad ng isang malalim na pananaw na ang pag-abandona sa administrasyon sa ngayon ay maaaring magdulot ng mas malaking pinsala sa lahat, lalo na sa sektor ng negosyo. Ano po? Kailangan mo nating suportahan ang ating Pangulo sa kanyang laban na pagpapakulong sa lahat ng mga sangkot sa anomalyang flood control scam. Ano po? Hanggang dito na lang po. Kailangan subscribe, like, and share. Pati na rin po sa aking Facebook page. Marami pong salamat.